What's up, TM Nation? So if you've been following along with my Skullcandy Aviator 900 journey, you know it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride so far, because a few weeks back I dropped my initial review where I was genuinely excited about the headphones, but also had to be real with you guys about some of the pretty significant issues that I was experiencing with them. Well, after my initial review, I did go ahead and return that pair, and Skullcandy also came out with firmware updates to correct those issues, which I will talk about in this video. For those of you all just joining the party, let me catch you up real quick. The Aviator 900 headphones launched at $299 with some seriously impressive specs on paper. We're talking premium adaptive noise cancellation, THX spatial audio with head tracking, 60 hours of battery life, and that distinctive retro Aviator design that honestly just looks different from everything else out there on the market right now. Now here's where things get interesting. After my initial review went live, Skullcandy reached out to me directly. They didn't get defensive, they didn't make excuses. They straight up acknowledged the fact that there were firmware issues affecting a batch of headphones that went out to the market. They told me that their engineering team was able to recreate the exact problems that I was experiencing, and that they were actively working on a firmware update to address those issues to be released in the very near future. So going over what has been fixed, because this is huge. Remember that annoying distortion that I was getting, especially with bass heavy tracks when the ANC was engaged? That's completely gone. Also, that weird high-pitched white noise that would randomly pop in and out, that's gone too. And trust me guys, I've thrown everything at these headphones that I did in my initial testing, and so far it has not mattered how long I played the headphones or how loud I played them in terms of volume. I have not experienced any of those distortion issues that I was concerned about in my initial review. The spatial audio inconsistencies are fixed as well. Before, after setting them, they would revert back to default or fluctuate on their own, which was incredibly frustrating because they were brand new and I was trying to dial them in the way that I wanted them. But now, as it should, the spatial audio settings will stay exactly where you put them and they will not move. And honestly, the head tracking now is so smooth and accurate that when you have it enabled, you genuinely feel like you're in the center of the action. But here's the big issue that really had me concerned. Those random shutdowns. Those of you all that watched my initial review know how much that bothered me, because at $299, or at any price for that matter, your headphones should never just randomly cut off, especially with a weird popping noise that makes you think that the headphones themselves are pretty much toast. Well, I'm happy to note for you guys that with this new pair and the new firmware update, I haven't experienced any phantom shutdowns. The only time that they've shut down on me is because I depleted the battery and I got multiple notifications before they went ahead and powered down. Now let's talk about why these headphones are special, because with the firmware issues resolved, you can really start to appreciate what Skullcandy has built here. First off, the design is a major standout, because in a world where many premium headphones look somewhat similar, the Aviator 900s have this retro aesthetic that's both nostalgic and modern at the same time, but they're also much lighter in weight than they may look, coming in at about 290 grams. They're great for travel because they can lie flat on a surface or completely fold up, and the build quality genuinely feels premium. I've been wearing these for 4 to 5 hour stretches while working and leisure listening, and I'm not getting any pressure points or that clamping sensation that I can get with other headphones that makes me feel like I need to take them off my ears for a while to give them a break. Now, one thing that I didn't talk about much in my initial video, but that I've now noticed after using these headphones for over 20 hours, is the control scheme, which is honestly genius. I did talk about the custom button that you can pretty much map to any function that you want, but in general, I really like the directional pad that makes everything intuitive and easy to execute without having to fidget around with touch controls or a bunch of different buttons to execute a bunch of different functions. Speaking of the sound quality, this is where these really shine now that the firmware issues are resolved. Out of the box, they are well balanced and clean, but they can really come to life if you go ahead and take the personalized sound test or spend a few moments in the app creating your own custom EQ. You can keep things subtle with the preset options like music or bass boost, which do sound really good, but if you want to get wild with it, switching to the custom EQ mode opens up a whole different level of performance. And like I said before, the volume jump that you get when you switch to custom mode is significant, so if you're someone who likes to listen to their music extra loud, you'll definitely appreciate that extra headroom. But again, you're not limited to the built-in EQs. You do get the 5-band EQ that gives you enough control to really shape your sound preferences. If you want a little more sparkle up top, you can do that. If you're looking for more warmth in the mids, you can tweak those as well. And if you want the bass to hit a little bit harder, you can for sure EQ these to provide more punch than what you get out of the box. The noise cancellation also deserves its own section because it's genuinely solid now. I won't go as far as to say that it's gonna beat my Sony XM6s, but they're definitely close enough considering that we're still talking about a $150 difference in terms of price. So here's my honest take on the value that you get with the Skullcandy Aviator 900 headphones. At $299, these are competing in a crowded space with some really heavy hitters, but what you're getting with these is a unique design that will stand out. Excellent battery life, solid build quality, impressive customization options, and now reliable performance across the board. The combination of features, especially that 60-hour battery life and the distinctive aesthetic, makes these a compelling option for people who want something different from the usual suspects. But let me know in the comment section, have any of you guys picked up a pair of the Aviator 900 so far? And if you picked them up early like I did, have you noticed any of the improvements after the firmware updates? And if you're still deciding on whether or not to pick a pair of these up, feel free to leave any questions about them that you may have in the comments section, because if I don't answer your question, somebody else that does own a pair of the headphones will try to help you out. But other than that, as always, I appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me for a while. I will catch y'all in the next video, but until then, it's your boy Tecmo and I'm signing out. Peace.